This is it. Ravens, Steelers, Sunday Night Football for the AFC North. Last game of the regular season. Win or go home. This is set up to be an absolute classic. We'll dive into both teams' final injury reports, the weather, the spread, all the details of this game in this game preview episode of the Flock Rundown.
Ravens Flock. Flock Rundown is the place to be.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
What's up, Ravens fans, Steelers fans? If you're watching, my name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. We got an absolute classic in store for us on Sunday night, man. I cannot wait for this game. I am officially live streaming the game, so everybody that was showing love in the comments, telling me to live stream, I appreciate you guys. Hope a lot of you guys can tune in and just watch the game with me, man. We'll just go through the experience together, but let's dive into today's final injury reports. We'll start with the Ravens. The only guys questionable are Marlon Humphrey, Taven Bryan, and Rashad Bateman. Marlon Humphrey's now dealing with the illness that's been floating around. Rashad Bateman's been dealing with the illness the entire week. John Harbaugh did say that he does expect both guys to be cleared and good by Sunday, but we'll see. Everyone else is good to go, and that includes Kyle Van Noy, who returned to practice today, got in a full session. He has no injury designation. And then Lamar Jackson, as we know, is definitely playing, no injury designation, and put in a full week of practice. Heading over to the Steelers injury report, pretty straightforward. Everybody is good to go besides DK Metcalf, who's obviously suspended, but there is no injury designations for anybody on the Steelers, and that includes TJ Watt, who did upgrade to a full participant today in practice, so he will be out there on Sunday. One update from today before we fully dive into the game, the Ravens did extend nose tackle John Jenkins. Now, this isn't a big extension. It's only for $2 million, and I don't think it really has much to do with the Matabike situation as much as it does Broderick Washington, who the Ravens can release this spring and save $4 million. So I would imagine that they are going with John Jenkins over Broderick Washington, or they just want to add more defensive line depth. And John Jenkins has been great against the run this year. What's really crazy is this is his first extension in his career. He's been on 11 consecutive one-year deals and finally gets some security. Congrats to John Jenkins, sticking around another year in Baltimore. Now let's fully dive into Ravens Steelers. The Ravens are favored in this one on the road by 3.5. It started at 3, moved a little bit to 3.5. The over-under is a little lower, 41.5. And it's going to be cold. Kickoff's expected to be around 22 degrees, 20% chance of snow, only 8-mile-an-hour wind, so I don't think wind's going to play a huge role in this one, but definitely playoff weather football. We'll start with the Ravens offense going against the Steelers defense. Both these teams know each other extremely well. We've done a million Ravens-Steelers game previews. There's a couple little different dynamics, especially from last week. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is going to be inserted back into the Ravens lineup, so that does change things. I think it opens up the playbook a bit more. Hopefully, we're getting full Lamar out there. You know, he got in a full week of practice. I would expect to see his best out there, but he could have a little rust early on in the game. You just never know. Just hold on to the ball. I think that is so important. The Steelers are obviously going to be trying to punch that ball out. There's probably going to be some pressure on Lamar because TJ Watt's playing. Highsmith's an absolute menace. They got Hayward on the D-line. Like, our offensive line has their hands full in this game. There might be some pressure. There might be some pass protection breakdowns. That's why it is more important than ever to continue to lean on the run. The Ravens have established their identity completely these last few weeks. They're running the ball better than they have the entire season. I know they plucked Henry out of that game in New England at the very end, so it might not feel like that, but we were dominating New England as well. So we've been dominating New England on the ground. We dominated Green Bay on the ground. Give Henry 25 plus carries in this game. I know he's probably not going to get 36. That was a career high. That's an outlier game, but with Lamar there, you're definitely going to throw a little bit more. Lamar might run a little bit as well, and Keaton's obviously going to get his touches, but I still think you need to really rely on the back of Derrick Henry in this game, man. 25 plus carries. Derrick Henry is going to go over 120 plus rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. We need to establish a ground game. Now, obviously, if Pittsburgh is doing an incredible job early of blowing up the run, you know, hitting Henry behind the line of scrimmage, which we have seen before, it's not like we always run easily on the Steelers. So I do think that there could be some early struggles and resistance to get the run game going, but stick to it. This Steelers defense will wear out as this game goes. They are not going to want to keep hitting Derrick Henry the entire game. We may face resistance early. Maybe you mix it up a little bit early and take some shots, but I think we need to operate a smart, quick passing game and lean on the run. Get into the 3rd and short. Stick to the same script as we had last week, man. I thought the Ravens offense played extremely smart, and Lamar's going to take it to a different level too. There's more options when Lamar's out there. You're able to take more downfield shots, but I don't think that needs to be the majority of our offense. I think we need to lean on the run. If we absolutely can't run and we can't get a drive going at all, obviously you're going to have to mix it up early, but I just don't want to go away from the run completely, which we have done in the past. I think we need to lean on this throughout this game. It's really going to open up in the second half. And I also think with Rashad Bateman being sick the entire week and missing practice, I know Harbaugh said he's probably going to be good to go on Sunday, and that may be true, but I don't know how involved he's going to be. I'm looking at guys like Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, DeAndre Hopkins. I think that those 3 are ones to watch through the receiving game. This is a winner-go-home game, man. Lamar's going to find the guys who are stepping up and making big plays. Obviously, hit the open guy. You know what I mean? If the open guy is Bateman or the open guy is Andrews, I want us to just take the easy pass. But I just think that if push comes to shove, we're going to be going to the playmakers and the guys who step up in big moments. Zay Flowers has been stepping up consistently throughout this year. I know he's had some fumble issues. I'm not absolving that, but Zay Flowers is the best Ravens playmaker out there through the air. And then Isaiah Likely is a constant mismatch as well, and we've seen him have success recently against the Steelers. We saw him step up last year in the playoffs and against the Steelers last year at the end of the season. Look for Isaiah Likely to get the ball often in this game. And also DeAndre Hopkins, man. I don't know if he's going to have a huge volume, but this is a big-time playmaker, man. This is a receiver that is clutch, that you can go to on those big 3rd down conversions, those red zone trips that you need a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins is the guy, man, so I'm looking for him to make a big play in this game. Zay Flowers to get a high volume, and Isaiah Likely to be more involved. I think that those are 3 guys to watch through the air, but like I said earlier, we need to lean on the run game. Derrick Henry is a force, and the way the Ravens are run blocking, this is the strength of this offense. This is how they are currently built to win, and I think they just have to continue to do that. Moving over to the Ravens defense versus Steelers offense, the Steelers offense is going to be limited. We saw that last week against the Cleveland Browns. They do not have DK Metcalf. I know they're getting Calvin Austin back. He said he's excited to step into a wide receiver 1 role, and that's definitely an added weapon for them, no doubt, but it's not DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf lit us up the last time we played. The Ravens secondary has been getting torched by star receivers throughout this entire season, but they're not getting as torched by guys like Scantling and Thielen and Calvin Austin. And I just think that if the Ravens play aggressive coverage and don't give them any free yards, play clean. No pass interference, no holding, things like that, but play aggressive coverage, play tight coverage, and try the best you can to stop the run and get pressure. And the Steelers like to throw quick. I know Aaron Rodgers is smart and decisive, but if he is holding on to it, force him to get it out a little quicker and throw into contested coverage, because I don't think these receivers are going to be making a ton of plays over our corners. If they do, we don't deserve to win. You know what I mean? This defense ain't got it then. If these receivers are beating Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey, if he's out there, Awuzie, Kyle Hamilton, these guys are not DK Metcalf. I don't think that the Ravens should be struggling to contain this passing offense. And I know it's Aaron Rodgers, man. He gets all the respect in the world for me, and he's super smart. But I think they're going to try and design and orchestrate their way down the field through quick passes to the backs, getting a little running game going, quick throws to the tight ends. I just don't think that we should give them a lot of space. The Ravens' pass defense recently has been playing off in coverage, and it's easy to get underneath stuff, and that's how you just keep long drives going and eat up time of possession. The Ravens need to be more aggressive, be in their face, and if you lose, you lose, man. These are guys that I just don't think you should be losing too often. I trust the Ravens' talent over there on defense, and find a way to get some pressure. The last time we played them, Rodgers was pretty comfortable, and he was able to escape pressure as well. That should not be happening, man. We got to get home. Draymond Jones, Mike Green, Tavius Robinson, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Jones on the interior. We got to find a way to get pressure. Blitz Kyle Hamilton more. This guy's one of our best rushers, best players at whatever he does, to be honest with you, but let's send Kyle a couple more times. I think he can get home quick and disrupt this game and continue to just be a menace near the line of scrimmage. So we need to find a way to get pressure on Rodgers, get the ball out of his hands fast, and throw into these tight contested windows, because I think it's going to be a struggle for this Steelers offense to move down the field through the air and on the ground. And I know they want to run, but the Ravens do a great job at stopping the run. Guys like Travis Jones in the middle, John Jenkins, who we just extended, Roquan Smith, Trent Simpson flying to the ball, Tavius Robinson setting the edge. The Ravens do a good job at stopping the run. They have to continue to do that. The Steelers are going to want to get their backs involved in Jaylen Warren and Gainwell. We have to stop the run, and I think it's going to be a tough day for this Steelers offense to score a lot of points, man. And if they had DK Metcalf, this would be a completely different story. I think it could be similar to the last time we played, at least from a Steelers offense versus Ravens defense perspective, but they don't have DK. This should be advantage Ravens. The Ravens need to go out there and play their best game defensively. And I just really can't see the Steelers scoring more than 20 points in this matchup. And with the Ravens offense moving the way that they should be able to, that should get them this victory. So that leads me to the score prediction. I have the Ravens winning this one 27-16. I do think it's closer than that throughout the game. I think it's a close game throughout. You're going to get the Steelers' best shot. They're at home, and also a winner-go-home game. It could be Aaron Rodgers' last game. You're going to get the Ravens' best shot, who now have new life and new momentum and have a chance to overcome this ridiculous season that we just went through. Lamar's back. The Ravens and Steelers should both give their best shot. I think this is a tough, physical, close game, but I have the Ravens pulling away late with some Derrick Henry runs and winning this one 27-16 to host a wild card game next week in Baltimore. But let me know what you guys are thinking about this game. What's your score predictions? What's your bold predictions? I will be streaming this game. Probably hop on about 30 minutes before kickoff. I'll be streaming this entire game, and I'll still do the post-game episode later that night or Monday morning, early Monday morning. But I'm live streaming the entire game with you guys on Sunday, man. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a classic Ravens-Steelers game, and there couldn't be more on the line. So let's go secure the AFC North. Go Ravens. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. Podcast, the Flock Rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.